If you want to know the best stealth build in Yotei, you are in the right place. With more than 100 hours of in-game experience, I went back to the drawing board and optimized my ultimate Shinobi build. A build that can simply storm enemy camps without making a sound with lethal headshots and quick stealth kills. A setup designed to pull off chain assassinations to take out multiple targets at once. So if you are looking for the ultimate stealth killing machine, this build is for you. The Crimson Kimono is simply the best stealth armor in the game, giving Atsu the best stealth passives that she needs, making her the best possible shinobi. The Crimson Kimono's first passive allows Atsu to throw an additional 2 kunai to extend the chain assassination combo, and I cannot stress how broken this passive is. The normal chain assassination is already broken, allowing you to take out 3 enemies in a flash. But with this armor, that's 5 enemies that will be taken down in quick succession. But hey samurai, it's rare for us to pull off a chain assassination because of enemy placement in camps. I hear you asking, my dear viewer, but what if I tell you that chain assassination can be spam and not only works in your regular stealth approaches? You can do this easily by just using the smoke bomb trick, which allows you to conceal yourself and perform chain assassinations. And this trick can take out 5 targets in a flash just in case you get detected and surrounded. Of course, you don't want to be detected when playing this build, and the second passive of the Crimson Kimono increases your enemy detection reduction by a massive amount. Most of the time, enemies can clearly spot you when traveling from place to place in camps, but they can even recognize you. It feels like this passive skills makes their vision blurry most of the time. Once you get spotted, this armor will give you enough time to disengage and hide. The third passive, on the other hand, increases the Kusarigama's assassination skill range by a major amount. All stealth players knows how the lethal Talon skill of the Kusarigama is so broken when it comes to skills. It allows players to pull enemies from a distance and hack them away silently. You can literally spam this skill and call it a day to clear all of the soldiers in a camp. So imagine this, increasing its range further will allow you to abuse this skill much frequently since you can reach more enemies that were previously not possible, all because of the major range boost that the armor provides. Get the Crimson Kimono by finding Ugetsu the storyteller located under the mother and the daughter tree in Tesho's Ridge, and I'm showing the location on the screen right now. This quest is pretty straightforward, and following and clearing the objectives of this quest will eventually lead you to the location of the Crimson Kimono. If you're getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine. Now, I cannot stress how broken the charm of Hidden Blades is, especially for this build. Instead of throwing 2 kunai per use, this charm will add 3 additional kunai per throw. So 1 kunai usage will allow you to deal 5 kunai instead, increasing your range coverage and damage further. Get this broken charm by liberating one of the farms in Hana's quest in Tesho's Ridge. You need to find Hana first, the kunai master, in the location that I am showing on the screen right now, to also start the kunai quest and unlock the sub-weapon. The charm of Venomous Cloud imbues your Metsubushi with poison, allowing you to deal major stagger damage over time. Perfect for any targets just in case you get detected. Or the Venomous Cloud can be used in mandatory boss battles, and not to mention how fitting this charm can be, allowing you to poison targets like a true shinobi. Get this charm by completing the Blind Stranger side quest located in Nakajima Sake House in Tesho Ridge. Another absolute broken charm that will take the spotlight is the charm of True Aim. This charm will allow you to assassinate 3 targets simultaneously by firing 3 homing arrows from the Yumi. Your arrows will automatically do the headshots for you, which is absolutely broken. If you are targeting one enemy or a boss, the 3 arrows will then hit the target's head 3 times. So you will be dealing a huge tons of damage, which most of the time can one-shot targets or enemy camp leaders. Although you do have a chance to pass on this charm and rely on manual headshots since targets are most of the time in an idle position. Get this charm by clearing the Legend of the Opus Nopuri quest, or rather the Legend of the Mountain Piercing Arrow in Huskokotan. Start the quest by listening to the storyteller's tale and complete the straightforward objectives that will eventually lead you to the charm. The charm of Fatal Silence makes your arrows silent on impact. It is a very crucial charm to use since it will give you the chance to take out multiple enemies in a camp with your bow and arrows, while eliminating the possibility of enemy alerts. And of course, the less noise you make, the the more enemies you can take out silently while moving from place to place in a camp. And not to mention, it is so satisfying to take down 3 targets at a time without making any noise at all. Get this charm by winning the Zeni Hajiki minigame twice, located in Red Crane Inn in Tesho Ridge. You will be doing a lot of both chain and regular assassination in this build, so the charm of Fearful End adds a lot of value to the table. This charm gives you a major chance to terrify nearby enemies after performing any kind of assassination. Very useful if enemies detect you and surrounded you. So you can do the smoke bomb assassination trick and then chain assassination everyone, and the remaining enemies will be left terrified. Open for your regular and kunai attacks. And remember, terrified enemies receives more damage. Get this awesome charm in one of the Onryu's altar after progressing through the main story of the game, so be on the lookout. The charm of Enduring Resolve gives you a major chance of 1 spirit refund whenever you use spirit techniques. Although you will not use spirit techniques that much when using this build since you are assassinating enemies in camps most of the time. But the spirit refund can give you value in mandatory boss fights, so you do have a chance to perform more spirit techniques or healing. Get this charm by unlocking the Twin Path Fox Den in Ishikari Plains. Or you do have an option to swap the charm of Enduring Resolve to charm of Generous Opponents instead. Since kunai is one of the main weapons in this build, the charm of Generous Opponents will give you the chance to pick up Quickfire ammo when looting the dead. However, don't expect that it will drop kunai here and there. And after several tests, you do have a low chance of getting kunai if you've used multiple tools already, since you can get ammo for your other quickfire weapons as well. So think of this charm as a bonus. Get this charm by unlocking the Clearwater Fox Den in Nayoro Wilds. The Longbow Yumi is going to be your main weapon in this build if you are not doing chain assassinations, since you will be sniping enemies without making a sound. If you followed my suggestion on equipping the charm of True Aim, you can take out 3 targets at a time with 0 chance of alerting the others. If you ran out of heavy arrows, the disarming arrows can still do headshots, and not to mention, explosive arrows can decimate bosses. Get the Longbow Yumi and also the Hankyu from Merchant Ran, usually located in major areas or towns. Another good sub-weapon for this build is the Blind Bomb, which will allow you to blind and impair single to multiple enemies and disengage from combat, just in case you get detected. Get the Blind Bomb by progressing Ina's quest in Ishikari Plain, and I believe you already have this quest after unlocking the Scorch Bomb. And of course, the Metsubushi will work wonders for this build, especially when fighting mandatory bosses. The major stagger over time can stagger bosses easily or make them helpless to incoming attacks. Unlock the Metsubushi by beating Crow Gento, located in J Group Cemetery in Yotei Grasslands. Of course, by now, you already know that kunai is the perfect sub-weapon for this build, so you can extend your chain assassination or damage and stagger multiple enemies straight up. The Smoke Bomb is the best sub-weapon for the Ultimate Shinobi, allowing the use of this tool to disengage from enemies quickly or use it as an offensive weapon to chain assassinate 5 targets at a time when caught up with multiple enemies. Get this awesome sub-weapon by progressing the Kitsune's main story in Tesho Ridge, mainly the mission Poison and Lies. When it comes to the key skills to make this build work, the assassination tree is mandatory, especially the chain assassination upgrade path. The lethal talon and the iron talon of the Kusarigama are a must, so you can easily assassinate targets with the talon without a spirit cost. The mighty talon skill is a great choice as well, allowing you to assassinate brute type enemies with the Kusarigama, while you don't want to miss out on the hunter's ear, so you can detect enemies and plan your attacks just like a true ninja. And in the late game, you will unlock the ghost stance by just progressing the main story of the spider and the dragon in Oshima Coast. This skill is just a bonus, and I will explain how to use it in just a minute. You do have a lot of options when playing this build. The majority of them are stealth focused. You can easily clear an enemy camp by spamming regular assassination stunts or by spamming the lethal talons to take one enemy at a time. Because your longbow arrows do not make any sound at all, you can snipe multiple enemies at once and call it a day. But if you found yourself getting caught and surrounded by any targets, just use the smoke bomb to conceal yourself or use the blind bomb to disengage. After using the smoke bomb, 2 options that you have here. Either you disengage engage and hide or chain assassinate 5 targets. And yes, as long as you do have the smoke bombs, you can abuse this trick to pull off multiple chain assassinations. There is a high chance that you will not get hit while using this build, and you can easily accumulate kill streaks to perform ghost dance. What I usually do is unleash the ghost dance after a chain assassination to wipe out multiple targets further, like the ultimate ninja. If you are up against enemy camp leaders, you can easily slaughter them and die instantly, or deal critical challenge strikes after using a smoke bomb, or use the Matsubushi to poison and make them vulnerable and fire 3 explosive arrows at their heads. But if you want to know the strongest samurai build in the game that can destroy everything, this video has all the bells and whistles. So click on this video and I will catch you on the next one.